Alrighty. We have the new Red Zone stage versus HIRUDEGARN here. Now, this just came out about 25 minutes ago over here on JP. If you look very quickly, nobody on my friends list has beaten it yet. We look at the kind of friend records to see what people are doing. This guy just has a really good gaming chair, I'd say. Shout out to the homie Beat, whoever that is. But just kind of looking at this right away, I pulled up the stats. I guess I could do that before we hop into the event. Let me just, I just had this open, but I closed it. But let me go ahead and open it right back up real quick for you. It's kind of alarming to see where we are at in terms of, we're gonna switch over real quick here. Where is it at? All right, so boom. So when we come into here, we want to go to, this is not the right event, but if we, I should have pulled this up ahead of time, but we'll get there. We'll get there, I promise. We got to quickly go over to the browser, and then we need to scroll down to the bottom. We need to go boom. And then we need to click this bad boy right here, and then this is going to give us what we need. And you guys can see here, HIRUDEGARN has 10 million defense. So I know that he can have his defense lowered, but like, that's a lot of defensive lowering. Like, look, for example, right here, this guy's hitting for 1 million with 95,000 in damage reduction with stuff like that. So my guess is you do not want to get to the HIRUDEGARN phase, the final form HIRUDEGARN phase, and that is what we're going to be trying to doing in this run. You guys can see we are running the superhero team, so without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. We have Bond of Parent and Child with Trunks of Vegeta. That is going to work out actually perfect right here because we're going to get the intro buffs for both of these units, which is very, very important. So again, I have not played this yet. This is all brand new to me. This first phase, looking at the statistics, everything looks pretty decent. I think what I want to do is float you off. No, we'll float off Gohan for less appearances and also make sure that we get the key. Because we have a Bond of Parent and Child unit on the rotation, we should be good. Is it 2 or is it, I think it's 1. As long as we have Bond of Parent and Child on the rotation, we should be good. But Piccolo is kind of messing with that, right? So this super is going to hit for 525,000. So this should sting a little bit. No, that's why Piccolo is such a Chad with the guard and all that. But again, I don't know how the mechanics work in this yet, so we shall see. We have, yeah, so like I said, his defense can be, oh, so he lowers his defense by 50% on super. He lowers our defense by 50% on super. Huh. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a mess, guys. Again, this is not to be a comprehensive guide. This is supposed to be an initial impression as I play through the event. So don't look at this as like a guide or anything like that. Yeah, okay, so we do have the guard there. And we also have 24 key with our boy Bestio, so that's perfect. HIRUDEGARN is the problem, obviously. The HP that he has on the second phase and the first phase more than doubles. I don't even know, isn't his name Hoi, like H-O-I? I think that's his name. It doubles the amount of HP that he has, so a triple super right there from Gohan is big. Need that right off the bat. But I just don't know how this is gonna work going into that last phase. Like, is HIRUDEGARN even gonna be able to be, like, damaged? Like, I don't know. His defense is 10 million, guys. Not 4 million, not even 500,000. Like, I was pulling it up earlier when we were looking through this, the reference. Like, just looking here, and again, this could be, let's see. I could be looking at this wrong, but I think that means his super attack, he greatly reduces his own defense for 1 turn. So when he does his super, he's lowering his defense by 50%. So that's probably what we have to look for. But the problem is that super does so much. Like, it's a 1.7 million super. So looking at this, okay, yeah, like, well, so what I was saying is Omega has 150,000 defense. So I don't know. Because you're just not going to be doing any damage to this guy if he has 10 million defense. Even if he does lower it by like 50%, right? That's actually really quick for that. I am not looking to proc that fast. We do not need orange by any means right now. So yeah, I guess we do have to go into the HIRUDEGARN fight. Or in the final form HIRUDEGARN fight, right? So looking at this now, what I'm expecting is, like, because the way it works is like, you know, 10 million defense sounds really gimmicky, right? But like, what I would expect would be like a meter right here, right? So like we go in, is there like a fury meter or a rage meter or something like that? There is not. So yeah, we don't have a choice. We have to go fight HIRUDEGARN in that final form, and we have to deal with that 10 million defense. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, Omatsu is cooking. My boy, he decided, listen, I'm gonna give y'all a challenging fight, and I appreciate that. His attack is only 630,000. Omega's attack is 500. Yeah, so he actually is gonna hit really hard. I don't know, boys. I do not know. I would imagine with items this is super easy, but we're gonna try and get the no item run on the first try. Oh, and Piccolo is just gonna one-shot Hoi over there. I guess that's cool. But we're gonna try and get the no item run. I only feel that's right. Yeah, so expect us to do double digits, by the way, when we go into the next phase, because that is usually how these things work. So when we do double digits to HIRUDEGARN, when we go orange, like, don't be like, whoa, like, because that's what we expected, right? Oh boy. So it's like 1.76 is like, so his super hits for 1.7. That's nothing that we haven't seen before. Like we've obviously seen that in this game. Like that's not like the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I'm not really too nervous about the super. Like the super can catch a unit obviously, but I'm not like sitting over here sweating about the damage. It's just how do we do damage to him, right? So it's like maybe he gets that guaranteed super on a unit that has a dodge, like this Vegito, for example, right? So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna put Vegito in slot. You guys are at 277,000 defense. I really need to work on building these guys up, I think. That's really something I gotta focus on. So let's get the stack in with you for the next phase, because you're gonna have the type advantage and stuff like that. That is something that we really need to prioritize. So boom, yeah, 2,000 right there is not bad at all. Let's get some stacks in, build that defense up. It's going to be tricky, but having orange on our side is always nice. But the thing is like we need him to do those supers. So it's like, do the defensive lowerings for him count in the orange form? Because if that's the case, then this will be super easy. Because when we go into orange, he can just lower the defense a ton, and then that defense is going to come down to a normal number, right? Especially if he's cutting it by 50% each time he supers, because it is for one turn. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then the cooldown is 0. So so that means, oh, okay, I get it. So every it says 1 per turn though, so I think that means all of his attacks are supers. If I'm reading that right, I think that's what that means. So if that's the case, then what we would want is like a guaranteed dodger in the front, right? Or somebody that can tank it. I think that's what we'd be looking for. And then he would, because I'm reading the info over on Dokkan Info. And if I'm reading that correctly, I think that's what that would mean, where it's like with the 0 cooldown and he's doing 8 supers per turn, he's going to be lowering his defense at a significant clip to the point where it's not going to be able to really take us out, right? So I think that's how that works. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's how that works. Okay, so no guard for you right there. 3.4 mil, not terrible. So being able to, so if he does like 8 supers when we're in orange, in theory, I think his defense would be like way down. And then when we take those away, it should be relatively easy. So maybe this fight is a little bit of a boost. So let me just, while this turn is playing out, okay, so let's see the damage on this before I'm going to click over real quick. Okay, so 127k to that Piccolo. So Gogeta's going to do his thing, but you guys can see right here, it says cooldown 0, right? So I think that is kind of what we need to look out for. I think. Yeah, and then honestly, I'm okay with him having this much HP, because we can actually build up a little bit. Like, because I'm sure you guys know at this point that, you know, building up is essential in these types of events, so I am completely okay with that. And so now we'll save that, so that way we can potentially use it later on down the line. We're going to float you off, keep the type advantage. 283,000 defense I'm not comfortable with, so we'll keep stacking you guys up so they can fully build up on this turn, hopefully. And then we'll do that. And then we'll get the Dokkan attack soon, and everything is going to be swimming soon. So another defensive buff, some more stacks. We shall see. Yeah, I think I'm reading this right, where all the attacks he's going to be doing are 2 million supers, but we just have to like dodge them, right? Or something like that. It says there's a percentage, the percentage is 50% to do it, and the cooldown is 0. So does that mean he could do multiple per turn? It says 1 per turn. So maybe so maybe he gets, maybe the first attack every turn is a super. That might be it. So it's like if we put a tank in that spot or somebody that can dodge it, I think that's the way that it would work. And so you're going to be in that fight for an extended period of time where every turn he's lowering his defense and getting weaker as the fight goes on. I think that's how that works. So we're going to see right away. Let's go into orange just so we can kind of get the idea of how this is going to work. And then we will see if the damage goes down at all or not. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. This is all brand new. This fight has been live for 30 minutes, so if you're watching this after watching somebody else beat it, just know that's where this is coming from. So I think the way this works is this is going to do double digits. Unless a crit goes through. Yeah, so 241. So that's that defensive stat being super high. Yeah, so we need crits. Crits are the way to go. Okay. But he still has 65 million HP. Like, that's a ton. Okay, so he did the super right there. So now let's pay attention to how much this does, right? My headset's dying on me. That's how intense this run is. So 162 right there. And I think, so the defense, he did lower his own defense, right? You can see it up on the top. His defense has been lowered. So now I think the defense is going to be lowered again. So then we need to see the status effects after we get out of this. So what's really going to be important in these specific orange phases is, yeah, so that's a big difference with that crit right there. But the big difference in these orange phases is we need to make sure that we're in them for 3 turns, so he'll keep lowering his defense, right? So if we can manage to get more than 1 turn out of this, because he's going to super again. And no, the defensive stacks do not go over. Oh boy. Okay. Interesting. Unless maybe the defense does get lower, so it's been lowered for 1 turn. I'm not sure, boys. We'll figure it out as we go, I'm sure. But, yeah, this could be tricky. This could be really tricky. I don't know. Somebody like Vegito Blue is going to be super clutch in that 3rd slot, just because of the sheer amount of damage he'll be doing when he's doing his crits and stuff like that. So it's like the blue fusions I could see really getting stock out of this, and it'll be very interesting. But overall, I think this fight actually presents like a unique challenge that we haven't really seen before. Maybe I could be wrong on that, but just the fact that it feels like the only way we're going to be able to do damage is via crits, I think is really cool. Is it going to be hella annoying? Yes, but we've kind of seen, if you've been playing the difficult content in Dokkan for a while now, and especially over like the course of the last year, it's like every unit in the game you want to build with full additional and full dodge. And if this is going to be deemed like the hardest boss or something like that, then it's going to put stock into doing crits and stuff like that. And crits are super, like, really just not that important these days, because we talk about how units can always do damage. But if this is going to be the bar for a hard fight, then we have to reconsider how we evaluate that, right? I think that that's worth noting. So all these attacks are in the front, and we know they cannot be a super. His attack is 630,000, so he is not going to be doing any damage to Orange Piccolo or Power Awakened Piccolo right here. Let's grab these with you, and then we'll be able to get these with Vegito. And I think Vegito, especially in that 3rd slot, is going to be able to put in some decent work for us, especially with that additional key that we got. And taking away the super, yes, and you guys can see that the defensive lowering has been implemented. So really those 2 turns of orange is where we have to make it count, right? And then boom. So yeah, so his defense is already lower. You already can see that. Like, we were able to do non-damage on a crit. So I don't want to say, okay, so like the attack stat does have to be pretty high. So it's like Vegito Blue right here is hitting for 6.9, and we really want him to crit, because we have a pretty good focus in his crits, if I'm not mistaken. So 61,000, yeah, so we're just not doing any damage. So it's like, yeah, we really need those crits to come through. That's how we're going to be able to get out of this fight. Yeah, like that. There we go. That's, okay, only 2 additionals from you. That is not what we're looking to see. But if we do this, we have to go through orange again. Oh, man, that's tough, because I want to get, like, a decent attack on the, okay, so here's what we can do, right? I think that this might be the play. I don't love it, but I think this is the way to do it, because we can kind of rearrange the orb field here. I think the strategy, and this could be bold, right? I think the strategy is going to be to do the Dokkan attack with Gogeta, because he has the highest damage output and the highest potential to get like a good crit on him, right? Because Trunks and Vegeta, unless I get the 24 key, there's just no way they're going to be able to do decent damage. And I think that might be the way to go, because we'll keep Orange Piccolo on the rotation, obviously, just because defensively he's got that prowess. But going into next turn is when things get interesting. So here we go. This is going to be another defense lowering from HIRUDEGARN. Okay. This is intense, man. And like, we've done all this, and we've only taken out like a bar of his health. So it's just a matter of kind of building it up, right? Because his attack's been raised, but now his defense is being lowered every time I think we do this. So I'm very interested to see how the power creep goes. Okay, so, all right, now we're looking at this. I'm getting a message that crit does lower the defense to 0, but we kind of already knew that as we've been playing it. So I think what I want to do when we get out of this turn is I want to keep these STR orbs on the field, because we're going to be getting the Dokkan attack with Gogeta. I think that's the way to go. But it's interesting for sure. I'm very this is a really cool concept for a fight, but what I'm really a big fan of so far as I'm playing this is the fact that because I was just talking about this a minute ago, right, where crits have not really been valued in the hidden potential system nearly as much as they used to, and I think that this is kind of a cool way to kind of work around that, where it's like, okay, let's put crits back into the meta and stuff like that, where, you know, we haven't really seen that over the last couple of years with the game, just being like additional and dodge focused, and you just want to go all out with defense and stuff like that. So I am a big fan of how they've kind of formatted this fight, but I am going to be annoyed here when we get like 25 minutes in and we don't get this no item run, because at this point that's what we're looking to get. Maybe a little more focus on int for the no item run, but again, this is kind of my initial impressions and stuff like that. This makes me want to think that one of the anniversary units is int, but I can't say that with like with the utmost confidence. I don't think Gogeta can take that hit now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on that now that I think about it. 440k from Piccolo. Piccolo, I have faith in Piccolo to do some damage here. You're gonna get hit and then give these guys 2 ki, so we'll do that to give them the 18 ki, and then I want to make sure that we get this Gogeta some ki as well. So I think that's the play. I'm not, yeah, because like 151,000 right there, Gogeta definitely would have not taken that very well. So I think that was the right move. We have type advantage with Trunks and Vegeta over there, even though we are on turn 9, so that could be a little bit sketchy, but if we can get that full heal with Orange Piccolo and stuff like that, we should be in a good spot. But 9.5 million probably would have been similar to what Gogeta would have put up with the Dokkan attack anyway. It's just, does he crit or not at this point? That's really kind of where we're looking, and we're going to have that full heal going into the next turn. So now things get interesting. You want to crit for me, Piccolo? 12 million right there, so the Dokkan attack did pierce through it a decent bit, and that is obviously a good sign. Because soon we're going to be able to get the Vegito Blue active skill, and we'll be able to throw that in the third slot, and then on the next time, if we can just survive 2 more turns, then we're going to be able to get that with, okay, big crit right there. We're going to be able to get that with Gogeta as well, so we are definitely looking good as we move through this. This has been a good start so far, but a first try no item would be pretty impressive. Just considering going into this, I had no idea what was going to happen, but now, 9.6, yeah, the attack stat would have literally been like the exact same, and Gogeta's weaker in slot 1 than he is in slot 3, so definitely a good call on my part, and he is kind of piercing through that damage reduction a little bit. We just need Gogeta to crit. Like, if we get a crit here, we are in a really good spot. No crit. Come on, Gogeta. He threw hard. He threw big time. And only 1 dodge. Okay, but we do get that big heal up right there. We get an attack nullification. We're at 765,000 defense. We get an attack nullification right here from Beast. Beast in slot 3 is going to be a little bit scary, but 2 hits, I think our boy can handle it. I'm going to give you these orbs, and I'm going to toss you these. Oh boy, is Ultimate Gohan being on the squad going to mess with this? I think it is. We just got to let it ride, though. That attack break can end up being massive. So 13 million right there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is so fun. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. Oh, 8 million right there, and an attack. What was that, a defense lowering? Oh, okay. There you go. We got the super out of the way. How much is this going to do? 488? Yeah, I think that might have sold the run. Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, his attack's raised as well. And 35k. Yeah, that's a GG. We have to replace you with somebody. The only way we get out of this is with a dodge, I think. A double super. You never know. Crazier things have happened. But I think that might be all she wrote. 199. Oh, and we pierce through. Oh, 101. Oh, we're up. Oh my god. Orange, or Gohan. Okay, let's do this active skill. Come on, pierce through. Oh, that wasn't enough damage. That wasn't nearly enough. 500,000. We just need 1 crit. 1 crit is all we need. Okay, I believe in this squad right here. Yeah, okay, come on. We got this. No item run first try. Come on. Are you gonna tank this? 280. Yes, I think we got it. I think we got it. Come on. I think we got it. We just need to crit. Boom. Okay, there you go. First try, no item run for the HIRUDEGARN fight. I don't think we'd call that the hardest fight in the game, but certainly tough. Beast with a super clutch tank. So let me know down below what you guys think of this fight. Are you excited for it to come to global and all that fun stuff? Let me know. So thank you guys for watching. No item run for HIRUDEGARN on the first try, baby. Catch you in the next one. Have a good night.